we're doing live over there. Trying to figure it out. Am I in the wrong one? Sure the hell am. All right, so let's put this over here and this over there. All right. Yeah, I think we're looking good right there. Let's go like this. Put this back over here. All right, so it's in a particular. I have two screens, so got to bounce the screens back and forth. Me don't even know Twitch exists. I know that, brother. Thank you. Thank you there, Patches. I really do appreciate it. What do you got here? I don't know what you got there. You got to tell me what you got. Don't need a doctor? I know, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody over there on YouTube land, and I'm here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Joe Slick Live. And you can follow us there on the live show, but you can also follow us there on YouTube. And we'll be trying to do that more often as we plan this morning show here. Got to work out the kinks and the deal. Let's when we start over here. Solar wind right now is 406 as we hear the sound of the airplanes taking off. Sorry about that. I do have it up high. Turn my headset down just a hair. I guess I can turn that off and not worry about it. Densities at 3.9 protons per cubic meter. Let me make sure you're all hearing everything. Yeah, you are. Great. And we've had a couple of C2 flares over the last 24 hours. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sunspots here. I think we can do that. I don't know if that's going to pick it up, but we'll see. 5 sunspots at right here at 3486 is pointed right at us, and we'll see how that is. I've been hearing some transitional issues with some people when I do the transition. It kind of messes with them. So we'll try to figure that out and work out those kinks. This video podcast is brought to you by Pull My Finger. Yeah, I think that's a good name for it. Pull My Finger Studios. I'm just kidding. God bless. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. And they can't see. Yeah, that's all good. Having a good time here in the morning. Yes, I'm all jacked up with my coffee and yeah. We now have a former PM back as Foreign Secretary, as Cruella de Vil is called. Has been sacked. That's crazy. I can't say that. Pull my finger. Look. Hey, is that how you pulled your finger? Snarls, you had it where? Next thing you know, you're going to be saying your middle name's Mitch Kupchak. Oh my gosh, you're bad. Oh, hold on a second here. Yeah, we do have the potty humor out there. We're trying to have a good time, everybody. Just a couple of dudes jawing at each other. Yeah, what the heck? I don't know why I've got it up. I don't know. Oh, this is the studio version here, so I gotta take that down. All right, make sure I'm watching it over there. Wait. I don't know what's going on. What's it look like over there? Anyway. Okay, Kilauea right now is bouncing a little bit. Not a whole lot. Vanuatu just coming in again with a little smallie. And the Kermitics had a 5.7. But back to the space weather. And I'm assuming you can see all this. I might need a third monitor. Yeah, I think that's what I'll be doing. I'll set up the iPad. Yeah, it's because I can see chat and I can see what YouTube's seeing. Yeah, I have the 2 monitors, and I have 4, but I've tried to save electricity, boy. Anyway, I think I'll use the iPad for what I'm seeing over there on YouTube. I don't even know where my iPads are right now. Everything's packed. Yeah, we're not leaving until next month, but I'm so excited to leave. I packed my house. I so much want to leave this place. Yeah, I don't even know where I put them things. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I gave my wife, she has 3 monitors on hers, but I have 227, so I've got like 54 inches of TV right in front of me. Although let's see, it took everything from the walls. I've been painting and patching the walls and prepping for the studio. As you can see down below, there's a build JSL studio. I've already started purchasing some of the items that are necessary for the studio. The building itself, there's a 25-foot wall to put up with insulation, electrical, and a door. So that's going to be about $1,000. And in the ceiling, I have the 2 can lights and a fan already. So that's already done. Just with the wire that I buy for the other side, that's taken care of. And so I think I've spent probably about probably $1,300 already, and done. I got the shelving and lots of stuff. So it's I'm about to pull the trigger on the flooring. 3/4 inch pad. All these squares, because floor is expensive as hell, and it needs to be insulated because it's in the 3rd car in the garage, right? So I had the windows put in. I had a window put in. I had the data drop put in, electrical put in on one side, and that was $400, $700 for that. And so I've been planning this for a minute, and it's just money, and that's why I'm trying to do, get out there. And if you haven't signed up on YouTube, please sign up, like and share those things. I'll get one of those little rolly things that tells you. We tried to do a rabbit hole last night, but I couldn't get it together. Had some technical difficulties here on my end, and then it was 7 o'clock, but it was 6 o'clock for California people. But it was 7 o'clock. It was real tough, and then we just kind of played around, BSing a little bit, and it's fun. It's fun. I had a good time with y'all last night. Cheap flooring in Cal before you leave. Check out Hard Supply, 99 cents a square foot. Yeah, I know that one. I've used them before. Okay, thank you, Denise. Everything looks good. Well, you got to go live. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I the transition and all that should be happening late December. We'll find out what's going on there, and we still don't have a close date because the house is not quite built yet. I purchased flooring from there. Okay, bud. Yeah, they're right down the street from me. What you're talking about, Hard HD Supply. 99 cents a square foot. Yeah. And I think it's only about 250 square feet. You know, it's 11 by 23, whatever that is. And yeah, that should be it. And I got to insulate the room and insulate the garage. I'm still debating on whether I put a wall in front of the door of the garage to insulate it better. You know, you're going to hear cars and, well, the street's not very busy, but yeah, I'm not sure. And it gets cold there, man. It's 30 degrees right now over there in the mornings. And Dub Diesel knows about cool. He's in I say insulated. Yeah, I've got gonna do the insulation. I'm gonna do like a Dynamat on the door, and it gives you like a little bit of a rubber deal, and then insulation. You know, that foam insulation that goes on there. Yeah, and I'm gonna take the the garage door thing at the top. You know, that opener. I'm gonna take it down. Yeah, pretty sure. I'm thinking about putting up a green wall, you know, because there is a chance that you're hearing it first. I know some people know already that when I drop about 40 pounds, which because it's going to add 20, man. Film's going to add 20. So I like to put a whole green wall and be able to, you know, do some of that kind of stuff. That's, you know, further down the road, but yeah, it'll, you know, you don't want to see a blimp pointing out, you know. Yeah, yeah, I've got things in, you know, that I'm planning. So there is a future for JSL here to change things up. You know, as we do a little more, you know, family business. The first day here on YouTube going live. All right. And if you like to join chat out here, yeah, there's 2 chats. You know, we're going to see Joe in his PJs. Oh, well, yeah, not likely. You know, the what is it? Where is it? See if I can add it here. Where is it? This Joe here, kind of. There it is. Let me see. This one here. Yeah. That Joe there, I got the white schmuck already done. No birthday suits. I might do it. I might do it all like in with a. Well, anyway, I'll let you know. It might be all cartooned. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. The reason I've not been on, you know, where you see me is because I don't want it to be about me. I'm just the vlogger or the talk guy, and it's more about the community here, and that's why JSL is a little bit different than some of these other guys. Their focus is, you know, selling the product, selling this, selling that. I'm trying to get us involved and have us learn a little bit about our world around us, and you know, with my little style of humor and the like. But skid marks, you know, skid marks here, baby. No, nope, ain't no skid marks here. You know, but you know, we do have a lot of fun in the mornings, and we don't know what's going on. Car leaving California. Only skid marks are from the car leaving. No kidding. That's peeling out, baby. Yep. Yeah, I don't want to think about all that stuff, man. Boy. The latest. We do have the latest images. They're it's closed in now. The stucco's on the walls. Texture of the stuccos. I think they're going to be painting this week. And they've ordered the cabinets, and that might take 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks for countertops. So, and then the final paint job and the walkthrough. So, yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. You know, I'm trying to get Ice Cream. I know he's working with his wife right now. Ice Cream, or Scooby-Doo, as I call him. Trying to get him to come up there with me, but his wife's got a good job, but it's hard on her, man. She's an assistant principal at a high school, and right next to a reservation, and you know, in a town of, I don't know, maybe 20,000 people, and it's tough. It's tough what she's dealing with, but you know, she's loving it, but it's a lot of stress on her. So whatever he can do to help her, that's what he does. And you know, he had open heart surgery here this last year, and you remember many of you were praying for him. And he's a good man. He's going to be helping me too. Yeah, we're he only lives an hour and a half from me. So he'll be helping, and we're doing all that. We got the logistics all laid out and the like, and it'll be fun. And you know, we'll see what happens with all of that. It's gone up quick, no flies on those boulders. Yeah, no, it's pretty quick. Yeah, I know, Dub. Hey, I'm gonna be I gotta move my mother-in-law from Phoenix. Maybe you and I'll have lunch when I go down there, because I'll be down that way too, Dub. And I know you're in the greater Phoenix area, so maybe we'll do some lunch, hang out for a minute. I'd like to meet the family and hang out a little bit. You know, this is my family here. I have my local family, of course, but I love spending the time with Scooby-Doo. I went up to the house, and it's just a track house. It's not a big freaking deal, but it's a track house. But it's customed because we got to customize it a little bit, and because they were building it. It wasn't there for, you know, it was just flat, nothing. And the process, and we've been part of the process. It's been great, you know. And so Scooby-Doo went up there with me one time, and we spent about 2.5 hours there and came back. And I know not to drive that canyon road in the dark again. But I'll have to find another way to get through. But yeah, that was scary. But it was fun. He got talked my darn ear off. Using sound from YouTube as if he due to Debbie blowing hard around here at the moment. Yeah, you were saying that you got a pretty good little storm here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. See if this will come out on YouTube here. On Windy here. I don't know exactly what comes up, what doesn't. There's a low pressure off your up by Glasgow. If you're calling that Debbie. Definitely. Let me see. How do I get y'all to see this? Now I'm working this out. Okay, this is that. Yeah, Ghost Town Fireman's out there. How you doing, Ghost? Nice to see you, bud. Patches is out there, you know. Yeah. Let's see. How do I get y'all to see this? So I'm going to try this. Put this over here. Then I'm going to go back over here. Got to learn this, how this works. I think it worked. All right. Yeah, you see it. Cool. All right. So this is what YouTube's seeing. But Twitch isn't seeing it. So what I need to do is go this and go that, I think. All right. I think that's working. All right, you all see this. All right. And I think YouTube's seen it. Let me check out what YouTube's seeing. All right, YouTube's got this. All right. Hey, right on. Let's see. I think I can do this to help people stay in touch. So if I do this, all right. There's Twitch chat. Boom. All right. So let me see. Let me go back to here. All right. Yeah. So you can kind of see what's going on. Everybody can be together on YouTube as well as on the doohickey. How's that working for you, Ghost Town? Doing fine. Plenty of rain. Thanks. Right on. Cool. So again, it just expanding things. We'll be doing a lot other things. I have to pay for the new the yearly subscription to Melon. That's $1.50. So got to pay for that and put a third monitor on this. And I think I'm going to do it with yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I have a laptop too, so we'll be doing some crazy things, man. There's some new stuff. I'm telling you guys, all kind of dropping the bomb on a lot of stuff. There's new stuff happening in the works. And I spoke with Patches about it a little bit, and I hope that he's going to help me with that. He's got a lot of great ideas, and he's a smart little whippersnapper, I'll tell you. Sometimes I'm a little too old and I don't really understand what the heck he's saying, but that's my fault, not his. He's a wealth of knowledge, that's for sure. And I appreciate him. Let's see. Ghost Town out there. Yeah. Yeah. Popo's still lurking funky today on the clouds. Yeah. Well, okay. So anyway, we're looking here for Denise here. She's down here in this little area. So let's look at what the wind speed here down on the ground, 27 miles an hour. Let's see up in the above 250, 50 miles an hour. So where the wind's blowing, baby. Oh my gosh. She's up in this region. I don't want to say exactly. Let her tell you. So the wind gust in the last hour, 47. It's going to get up to 74 moving that way. You're going to have it's blowing, Denise. She's over there in the UK. And up here, Manchester's catching it, boy. I've been to Edinburgh, been to Inverness, loved, Scotland, loved it. Wasn't that big of a fan of London, but I did do the sightseeing stuff in London there, in London town, and I did drive. Oh no, we flew from here to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is kind of an interesting town. All the soot all over the buildings from them making whiskey. And I think we flew into Glasgow and then we drove to Edinburgh, or we fly into Edinburgh. I'm not sure. Stayed at the Sheraton. It was nice, you know. Then we stayed another couple of days up in a B&B. And let me see. It doesn't show radar waves. Didn't tell me anything here. And no precipitation. I think we were in Aviemore right here at a gentleman's place. His name was Love. His last name was Love. He had a B&B. Super nice people, man. Yeah. Here's Inverness. Yeah. I think that's where it was. Somewhere down in here. Yeah. Either Aviemore or in Carbridge. It's just beautiful, you know. Big storms. You can see there's some precipitation out here coming through north of Denise and her lizards, and you can see the low pressure is right there and right off Edinburgh. You know, they better do something about London, man. I did tell you that London is trouble. But anyway, as we're looking at the windy here, look at this down over here. All right. We got a little low pressure off the coast here. And I think we can look at COD and see that noise. Wow. All right. I hope that doesn't turn into something. Yeah, there's a lot of noise down there. And firemen and them saying it's, here, let's look at the dirty. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Hope there's no rotation. Okay, good. Doesn't look like it. It's tropical. Yeah. Yeah, big, strong storm off the coast. All right, let's hope that doesn't turn into something, because Louisiana's going to catch it. They're already catching it. And Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia are going to catch it too. 24-hour steady precipitation for western Texas. Heck of a storm. Yeah. Oh, you got this one up here. This is where Patches and Ghost Town are in here. Hey, wait a minute. You don't see the... How does that work? When... Okay. Well, that was funky. funky monkey. Oh, well, it's... Oh, I see what it's doing here. Anyway, can't do that. And there's dynamic earth. Pecos just bounced. We have Chile just bounced too. Oh, I better make sure you don't see that. Yeah, don't see that. Don't see that either. I apologize. Yeah. Dynamic earth. I like watching their things pretty good. We're looking here this morning at the earthquakes that have slowed. You can see a straight line of quakes happening right through Grindavik, and in separating them from the naval tower and separating them from the Blue Lagoon and the power station right up here in Fartzinger or whatever you call it. That's what we talked about before we went live here on YouTube. So in the COD, the Pacific Northwest is getting pounded, maybe a little bit. California, yeah, I know I'm all over the place. Apologize for that. Just trying to stay with it, keep you updated. What else? People miss having deck on YouTube. Yeah, I know. Well, we all know the story about that too. We don't need to go there. But yeah, Vendusky. So Yeah, we talked about that. All right, cool. So I know what's going on here. Back over here. All right. So I guess that's got to remain there. What happened? All right. So zoom on back. Yeah, now y'all can see chat again here. Scotland is beautiful. I don't like London either. Like, district is stunning. I'm headed there on Wednesday. Houston, huh, buddy? What are you doing in Houston? It's business. Okay, bud. A lot of Californians went to Houston, and Houston's now a commie state. It's communist takeover, and only because they brought their liberal bullshit to them. Oh, but sorry. There you go. Brainstorm warning is already part of a group, but yeah. Thank you, late girl. You're a blessing. Yeah, it's this is interesting doing multiples. Let's go. If I go over to here, oh, don't do that. I don't want it up there. Crapola. What happened? Oh, all right, now I got it. What the heck happened there? What is that? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Close that. All right. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the Twitch feed. I can see it, but I don't know what this thing here is. That's the window. Wait, there you go. That's what you're seeing. Working on the details, baby. There's the screen. I don't know what this is. Why is that there? I don't know how to get rid of it. It's off screen now. There you go. View, docs, chat. Oh my gosh. Welcome to chat. I don't know what the heck just happened. Sometimes OBS is kind of kooky. I put it back to where I want it. So I don't know what the hell this thing is. Let me see, what the hell is that? Oh, it's a text. I don't know what the hell that is. Chair. What the hell? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want that on there, so I'm gonna remove it. Yeah. All right. So you all can see it. And here's that's the activity feed. All right. Crapola. Sorry about this, everybody. Yeah, right. I could just lock this stuff down. Lock the docs. All right. Never mind. I'm trying to work it all out. Yeah, let's get back to it. All right, that's over there. Okay, cool. Let's just do the morning report here. Here we are. Solar wind right now is 418. Density is at 5.56 protons per cubic meter. A couple of C2 flares. Minor geometric storm came yesterday. Halo CME hit Earth's magnetosphere. It was a minor G1. They were depicting, the powers that be said, oh, it's going to be a G2, maybe a G3. And I said, no, it's going to be a G1. And guess what? A G1. And so we've had like 5 3483. 3483 is right here. That's what's kicking us the M flare over the weekend. And let's see here. If we looked at the X-rays over the weekend here, we go 7 day, you'll see it. Here's the M flare right there. And it just barely an M1. I guess it came out 1.2 or 1.25. Then we had a high C, a C8, and then really nothing. There's a little bit of an uptick trend in the last day. If you look at the last hours, you'll see it's still just barely into the C range. In the last day, you can see we're dipping well below the C, and then now we're backing up. I mean, a little more activity as the planes. I'm about 3 miles from the airport, and they don't fly overhead, but they do go the other way. Let's see what else. Expected to be in a storm here at KP5. I think we're only KP 2 or 3 right now. At KP's 3. So I guess we're going to have a geometric storm late today. And let's go ahead and look at what NOAA says. Here we are, the latest of NOAA. But prior to that, let's go ahead and watch this Alaska video. Right, so here's 11:13. Today is 11:13, 1400 hours. It starts at 11:12. All right, at 1400 hours, and we push play. See, there's a little burp, another little burp. It was pretty bright, but yeah, no halo on this one. Little slight, very slight. Yeah, just a little bit. That one came at us, I think. Or it might have been away. It's hard to tell. So, and see now, here's the close-up look on Alaska 2. There's a boom right there. So that stuff, all that plasma being shot off from the sun, yeah, that can mess your world up. I saw a report on the news. Oh, the world's going to end with a plasma blast. What the hell, man? People just scaring the hell out of other people. No reason for that crap. Excuse me. I apologize. Where is the NOAA one? I mean the other one. I think this one. This is NASA. We were looking at. This is NOAA here, as NASA pulls up here. NOAA's up to the 14th. Here we are on the 13th. So this is up tomorrow. So it's not updated. From the 7th. Yeah, it's not updated. So yesterday's or over the weekend's blast didn't happen. This is the blast that they're talking about that just came out right here. That came in and zoomed us over the weekend. Boom, we had that little G1 storm. And then another little something. That was the halo that came through. But as you can tell, it was almost directed straight at us, but just a little bit to our north or west, I think, and to the north. Yeah, you can see it definitely. Here's north south, and here's east west. So a little bit to the west east, sorry, and a little bit. The stronger portion of it was just to our north. So I think that's why we only got a G1 out of that. They were saying up to a G3. So I was like, and then nothing. And then next more, a little bit more coming in on the 14th. They're depicting here. So this might give us some more auroras. So if you're an aurora watcher, you might get some. This down below is a solar wind, and you can see big old wave of solar wind came right through us, right? That's what we had, the 600s and near 700s, I think, over the week. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. All right, so let's go back to it. This is the 13th, and this is where we're at now. Pressing hard wind, about 420s, maybe up to 450. Standoffs about 10 to 9. Dynamic pressures up to a 3+. 364, I saw 4, almost a 5. So that looks pretty interesting. So we'll be watching earthquakes for that. Electromagnetism, think about it. How is electromagnetism work? You have something where, put this right over, come here, put this right over here. You have a magnet, right? And another magnet, and they're the same polarity. They repel each other, right? But if they're different, then they attract each other, right? And our core and our outer portion is an electromagnet, right? And we have a north pole and a south pole. It's a dipole, right? Comes out, comes right back in, right? And this is what saves our melon from the world, from the space, right? The sun is constantly buffeting this magnetism, our magnetosphere, right? Yeah. But when there's dynamic pressure, that means these lines, these magnetic lines get peeled away, right? They get pushed back. And as they do, the magnetosphere gets a little bit bent as the stronger the wind, right? Because out here is larger than as it peels in and it peels in and it peels in. What do you think happens? If we have the planet, I know I can't draw where the crap with a mouse, but I can do shapes here, right? There's the mouse. There's that. Okay, it goes out and it comes back in, right? The dipole. And all the L lines, right? There's also these ones in here. Here's our core, right? The dynamic pressure, these things get kind of peeled back. And as they kind of come back out this way, all the positives or negative energies are in these here, positives, negatives, ions get pushed back here. And these L lines get peeled. And then instead of being out here, it's more right in here. As the solar wind approaches us with its positives and negatives and its, helium and hydrogen atoms and molecules get pushed, the dynamic pressure squeezes us, and our Bowflex kind of blends like that. So in looking, that's why I look at the dynamic pressure. So if we looked up in here, this is working finally. Here's the density of the protons coming at us, right? And when you see a lot of protons, you see a lot of blue. When you don't see any protons, you see a lot of white. So there's quite a bit of protons out here. I think it's that way. It might be reversed. Yeah, I think. Yeah, low protons is white. High protons are blue. And so you're seeing a lot of protons, right, come in. Here's a representation of what I was trying to say about the magnetosphere. Not a whole lot of pressure when it's round like this, but you watch the waves come in. See how the waves come in, and you'll see it squeeze. And there's more pressure, it squeezes more. There's a reason I'm telling you this, so kind of go with me on this. You see it let off, right? It let off. But you'll see the reds come in, and that's when it's squeezing us. Right? When there's a higher pressure like that, that's when it's squeezing a planet. Now think of this. All right, when we're looking at the same representation, it's a lot of squeeze right here, pressing up against our magnet. You have two magnets on your desk or two magnets on your table. Two magnets with the same polarity. you can virtually push the other one. If you had your hand on either one, but you took your hand off it, used the other hand, and you pushed it toward the other magnet, you can push that other magnet away. That's the pressure we're talking about. And if the how I see it, I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm totally off base in here. The sun, the earth, right? As we're sorry about that. As we're squirreling through space, the sun's doing it too, by the way. And we're rotating around the sun at the same time, right? There's gravity that's keeping us in a specific location. So when this energy is being propagated from the sun toward us, it's pushing on all this. Excuse me. It's pushing on this. And then we have this, our Bowflex, right? And our tail, so to speak, because we're going through space, we're moving. And the gravitational forces and our magnetosphere, our magnet core is being buffeted by whatever's coming out of the sun, which is radiation and positive and negatives. And as we're corkscrewing in its course, I mean, it's very complicated in a sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is the dynamic pressure. I don't think very many people talk about the dynamic pressure. When you push that magnet up against the other magnet and you see this magnetosphere bend down to here in the 15s or even to the 10s, and this one closer to the planet, what do you think happens to the Earth? What do you think is happening? Right? Here's the ground magnetics, right? Magnetic perturbs. It's the ground magnetics being perturbed at the lower level. We're watching this as the wind's pushing, as the geometric storm came in, as the positive and negative ions coming from the sun, as the Earth absorbs it in a ring current, that there's an invisible ring current around our planet, absorbing some of it. And I had just talked about the ring current and read an article about the ring current being overloaded and starting to leak. As it leaked, we got the 7.1. It was in the news that it was leaking. And then we got the 7.1. So there's a charge. It's like the battery of our planet. It's up in the atmosphere above where the planes fly and all that. So there's no danger that we know of. But the auroras are speaking of our planet interacting with our solar system, our galaxy. And the magnetic perturbs are doing the same. They're telling you what's happening on the lower levels of closer to the ground. And in seeing these little buffets, there's really no way right now I got a theory I'm working with where the sun is. So you can stop this and look, see at 1423. You can look at where the sun is at 1423, and it's probably like right here. And periodically you can see stronger array of something like right there. It seems to always kind of go like that at an angle. Stronger perturbs right here. And this is the whole Earth. So something's buffeting our planet. Is that buffeting that I think contributes to not the creation of earthquakes, but the interaction of the sun and the earth, and the upwelling and the movement of plates, and the positives and negatives ions that are affecting the planet. All of these things together. That's why nobody can forecast quakes. You can guesstimate and say, yeah, I'm thinking this area. I mean, even the earthquake, oh my God, there's so many now. Even the earthquake people who follow this religiously stay within their realms of influence, and they're saying, yeah, there's going to be an earthquake here, and periodically they're right. Well, if you stay with it long enough, you can see the momentum of quakes. And I'm often, and I know I'm a little scatterbrained, and here's finally, is it the latest? The 11th? No, 18. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, 12. Yesterday. Okay, there was a pop right there that went north of us. All right, so they didn't think it came at us. This is NASA. All right, cool. It went north of us. I was waiting for it to boot up. Like it was the NASA. This is NOAA's version. They're not updated yet. Radiation levels are normal. Where the heck was I? I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah. All right. As you saw that, back over here. Magnetics have north and south poles. Yeah. North repels north, but attracts south. Yeah, Red. Yeah. And that's how we see it. We have positive side and negative side. Yeah. Magnetic north and south poles. And the sun flips its lid every 11 to 14 years. It changes its polarity. And yeah, it's far out stuff. But anyway, I'm talking about the pressure. And then I wanted to show you on a USGS here. As we look at a Texas quake here, I just said we had a little bump in Texas, Minnetonka. Hey, I haven't seen that one in a while. 4.4 off Derecha, Mexico. It is my contention that from virtually Fiji and the Kermitics and Tonga, there's a magnetic anomaly or a line that works its way right up to Iceland, right through here. And if you look, you'll notice the earthquakes are next to where the plate boundaries are, right? Except for these up here, but they, these are still thoughts. I think it goes up to here, but and those are on the same thing. But it's interesting that it's not happening over here, or over here, over here, up here, over here. Why are they predominantly happening right through this region of the world? I happen to think that that's one of those magnetic anomalies or a lineament of sorts. I also believe through speaking with many people on this one, that there's another one that comes off the Blanco fracture zone, comes right through Texas, and comes out through northern Venezuela, out to the southern mid-Atlantic, through South Africa, and I went almost out here to Caligula. I know it's not Caligula. I call it that. What the hell is it called? Kerguelen. All right. There's also another one which we've seen often, meaning these are where earthquakes are happening. All right. And anomalies, something that's different rather than the norm, off of this one right here too, through Seattle, through the Olympic, Walla Walla, Liniment. It goes right through Puerto Rico and out this way, through the Congo, through Tanzania, through Mayette, maybe even, or just south of Mayette, through the Triple Junction. The reason I'm saying is because often we're seeing earthquakes happen along these lines. Like I said, there's probably another one here from Indonesia through Kermitics, up this way, up through Turkey, and up here, the Rick James. In some of these places, they don't get earthquakes. Like, we do know that Poland gets earthquakes, Romania gets earthquakes, Ukraine gets earthquakes, Norway and Sweden, they do smaller ones. Periodically, United Kingdom does. France gets some. You can see the plate boundary break up in here, right? There's a plate boundary, works its way all the way through Turkey, then and out. Greece, this whole area rock and rolls because there's a fault system through here. But is it a plate boundary? No, it's a fault, the Anatolian fault system, northern and the southern. But is it a plate boundary? Could be. I think the jury's still out in that. But why is Poland popping off? And Romania, we had Romania. We had 5s up in this region. Then we had 5s up in this region. Then up in here. Then Poland was bouncing, right? Ancient volcanic and ancient uplifts through here. I think, what was it, last week that Poland had one? Maybe 2 weeks ago, if I do the 30-day. No, they don't show it. Search catalog. Do 4. Right. US just sometimes will show it, sometimes not. All right. Here's the 5 that happened October 9th. All right. We're just past the day. That's why it's not on the 30-day. Right. Here's the Romanian 5-1 that happened November 3rd. Here's the 5-6 that happened February 14th, right after this monster. Here's the Turkey 6.1, happened last year, 11/23, a year ago. These aren't on plate boundaries, but they're kind of, look at this kind of region. If you were to draw a circle around it, it's kind of an upward look, right? Zooming on out. Follow that up through here. We got this stuff here in the Arabian Sea. Often we get quakes right down here. We get quakes right up in here, triple junctions. All right. It's hard to say, oh yeah, this is going to have, this is where it's going to be. Oh, that's why people laugh at other people, because, oh, you think you can forecast? In a sense, you can do it. And in a sense, you can put a window of 3 to 7 days, and the likelihood of something happen there because you've seen what's going on everywhere else. You can almost forecast, but it's not like forecasting the weather. In a sense, it is, but it isn't. Right? Last 30 days, look at these. Boom, 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 right? Which direction is it going? South or is it going north? And then we have, all the way up in here. Then we have Iceland bouncing. Was this? Yeah, that's the 5-1 in Iceland. It happened on October 24th. That started it all for Iceland. That popper right there. Because it happened, and then all of a sudden, that stuff happened. This is 30 days. All right? A lot of earthquakes in 30 days. A lot of chances to be right. More chances to be wrong. But looking at the orange dots, boom, boom, right? That's kind of a generalized direction. Northwest to southeast. Kind of sounds like what happens over here in the States too. In Cali. Northwest to southeast. Could there be, and this is my question to y'all, and you can comment down below, thinking outside the box, this is your planet, right? Could there be, what the heck? There it is. Could there be something that there's a flow of energy that goes this way that the powers that be have not decided to talk about? And I think I've been hearing a lot more about magnetics, that this will happen, and this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, and then this will happen, right? And could there be I didn't do that one right, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm trying to do is trying to get a sine wave going. I'm not great at drawing sine waves. Starts here, goes up, touches, comes back up. Starts here, goes up, touches, goes back up, right? Yeah. It goes back up, stops. It's like little S's, right? And what happens with a sine wave? What is it? Right? It starts here, goes up like that, right? Then the next signal goes like that, right? It's a sine wave. There's peaks and valleys. And then you have the mid-range, right? Right? And the frequency is the gap between the two, right? Or three. The frequency of this peak and this peak and then this peak. The time that it takes to get to here, here to here. It's guitar. This one vibrates, this one vibrates, this one vibrates, this one vibrates, this one vibrates. If this gets struck, this vibrates, this vibrates, this vibrates, this vibrates. But predominantly, this is the strongest one, right? So this signal, this sine wave, affects this one, then affects this one. It affects this one, then affects that one. Could that be happening? An anomaly right through here, that it gets struck down in Fiji or down in PNG, right? Or up in here in Korea, that one of these places that energy or that whatever. Electricity has a current too, right? It is a sine wave. Sound has a sine wave. Pressure has a. Is it just, are earthquakes just plate boundaries pushing up on each other? Does this rock smack up against this rock? And it can smack up that way too if you do a 3D, right? Is it just doing that? Is it just convection moving them? Pat just put on there seismic waves, mechanical wave of acoustic energy that travels through Earth or other planetary body can result from an earthquake, generally a quake, volcanic eruption, magma moving, a large landslide, large man-made explosion that produces low-frequency acoustic energy. Seismic waves are studied by seismologists who record waves using seismometers, hydrophones, in water, and accelerometers. Seismic waves are distinguished from seismic noise, ambient vibration, which is persistent low-amplitude vibration arising from a variety of natural and anthropogenic sources. See, they discount all these. I don't. But anyway, propagation of velocity of seismic wave depends on the density, the elasticity of the medium, as well as the type of wave. Velocity tends to increase in depth through Earth's crust and mantle, but drops sharply going from the mantle to Earth's outer core. Is virtually what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's the seismic wave. An acoustic wave, or a type of energy propagation through medium, which means of adiabatic, loading and uploading. Important qualities of describing acoustic waves are acoustic pressure, particle velocity, particle displacement, and acoustic intensity. You ever seen where they play the drums or they play a sound and the sand or whatever goes into a certain shape? That kind of thing? Yeah. Anyway. Particle displacement, acoustic waves travel with a characteristic acoustic velocity that depends on the medium they're passing through. Some examples: acoustic waves are audible sound waves from a speaker, waves traveling through air and the speed of sound. Seismic waves, ground vibration traveling through the earth, or ultrasound used for medical imaging and travels through the body. Acoustic levitation is possible. Yeah, we've seen it. It's far out. There's so much things that we don't even know. Yeah. Interesting stuff. That's why, you know, when we, and you can see the compression, Raleigh wave, love wave, right? Strike slip here, and right, surface waves, body wave, S wave, P wave, compression, dilation. We can learn so much by a community putting things together like what Patches has done here. And I've been talking about this for some time, just seeing my observations, and then I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if you study it enough, you can see things, and putting words to those things that you see, that's what the community is good for. You know, such as yourselves being able to, you know, hey, bring that up. Oh yeah, man, that makes sense. Again, my goal here at JSL is not to forecast earthquakes. I'm going to report them. Right? And I might say, hey, there's a place of interest that I'm going to be watching in this area, which I have. I've done that many a times and catch 70% of them, sometimes 30%. So it's like, hey, what happened? Well, there's a lot of other factors in play. When the sun recently in the last 2 weeks was very quiet, we didn't have any earthquakes. Then we had a quick short of couple bursts of M's, boom, boom. And the vibration that was happening, we were catching fives, around the planet, pretty steady, and it wasn't a big deal. And yet, all of a sudden, we get that 7-1. Why? That M1 came in, boom, right off the side, right? Is it related? Some people don't think so. I think because there's an overlap in time. Like, I'm always drawing, right? Forgive me. So there's an energy from the sun coming upon the planet. There's a time frame from propagation. There's a time frame from oscillation, right? Oscillation. There's a time frame from pressure, built up pressure in the crust, right? There's convection, right? These are just some of the things. And then there's weather, right? The positives and negatives, ions in our planet, upon our planet. There's the seasons, rain and drought. There's the tilt of the earth, the 22%. There's the rotation of the earth. All of these factors come into play, and many more. That's why you can't stay with one discipline. You've got to kind of bring them together. And this is how our planet is alive. All these things are interacting with one another. And if fluid, there's a fluidness, a fluidity. My fancy word, fluidity, meaning there's a process of being fluid, and we all expect it, to be push the button and the microwave does it in 1 minute. Well, it doesn't happen that way. Some things take, a century, take a millennia, or a lifetime to happen. And all the same times we have astral bodies flying through air, not air, through space, right? The tug and pull. Sometimes we're closer to another planet and it's gravitational force pulling on us, like Jupiter and stuff. And there's so many things to think about in earthquakes that, the idea, it's all random. No, it's not random, but you can see it. Like the last 30 days, North America, what do you see? Clearly, they're in the Carolinas and Virginias. Look at this line of earthquakes, right? Look at this line of earthquakes. Look at this interesting line, how it's kind of broken and it comes back, right? Look at along the coast right here. Look at from here, straight out, straight, right? Come on. Patterns. We can say that this is San Andreas, the San Andreas fault system. But is this? This is called Walker Lane. This is called the Texas Liniment. This is up here in the Walker Lane, right? Yeah, 2 minutes and a half on a burrito. Well, it depends on how powerful your microwave is. If you got an 800, yeah, it's going to take 2.5 minutes. You got a 1200 watt, it's going to be faster, right? It all depends on the energy level it's using. So it's interesting. And, and I can talk about, let's, on MSC, right? We can go back the last 24 hours, which we normally do, looking at the fours. Here's 13. We're still on the 13th, right? Scrolling down to where I see 12th. Here's the 12th, right? About 16 hours ago. All right. Canary Islands are bumping. Indonesia, Kalimantan had a 4.5. Bayak region, Indonesia had a 4.5. Guerrero, Mexico popping with a 4.0. Another 3.9 in Iceland. And we're seeing central Turkey bumping. 4.6 in Tajikistan. 4.4 near the coast of Papua, Indonesia. Puerto Rico still bouncing a little bit. Bio, Chile. 4.2 in Western Turkey. Southern Iran, another one. 4.6 in Southern Iran. 4.5 in the Gulf of California. That happened 9 hours ago, by the way. Then PNG, New Ireland PNG popped with a 6.1. Pretty strong quake. Bang, right there. Right? There's a volcano that's been bouncing here. I think there's one over here. Manam is right there, and a couple other been actives. We had a 6.7 up in this region right here. We had a 7 region right here in the last year or two. Lots of activity through the Bismarck Sea. Look at this area right now, concentration. Right? That's a swarm for over a month, right? If we went back just to the 7 days, it happened in the last 7 days. So that's going on. And that's why we got a 6.1. This is an outlier of 5.2. Plenty of stronger quakes, right? So 6.1 in Ireland, in PNG, sorry. Guerrero, Mexico again, 3.3 down there in Guadalajara. 4.3 Panama, Colombian border region. This is kind of unique. The 4.3. Let's see if they even have it here on USGS. Right here, 4.4 south of Panama. Is that it? 1833. 806. Well, maybe not. All right, so we'll have to look it up. Maps. Yeah, okay, right there. So the USGS doesn't have it. You see, just below the, doesn't have it because it's a 4.3, because USGS doesn't consider it. Plate boundary, right through Colombia here. There's the triple junction off the coast. Zoom in, right? There's the triple junction, right? The plate boundary. Or is it? We can look at USGS, doesn't have it, right? Union Chaco, just north of Gerardo. Is Choco. Anyway, so it's booming through this range. There's a series of quakes that follow this mountain range, right? This Cordillera Oriental. Which one is it called? I'm not sure I can read it. But anyway, that's an ancient mountain range. And this one that splits off goes through Medellin, right? And up the plate. And Medellin and Bogota come between the two. Then you got Nevada del Ruiz, which is the volcano that's always bouncing. We'll talk about that in just a minute. That's on the cusp between the two. And that's why it's busy. There's activity comes around this side. Then there's this side. This side's the plate boundary, and this side's the whatever, the deformation of the plate boundary. A part of being part of Panama and the mountain ranges that come through Panama and Costa Rica. How the coast plate is all broken up into this little section up in here. Here's the plate, there's the Nazca plate. And how this here breakup is happening here. And the Galapagos coming up in the hot spot there. As a rise of magma rises up in the Galapagos and creates those mountain ranges. And it's interesting that that's happening right there. And I lost it where I was, so we'll just come down a little bit. I think we're about 8 hours out anyway. Whoa, that's already down to 5. 11. 13, all right. So we got the Kermitics that just happened this morning, a 5.7. That's between Fiji and New Zealand. That happened. For Oaxaca, Mexico, right up in here, in the armpit of Mexico. Oaxaca's right here. Veracruz is on the backside, on the Gulf of Mexico side, and Chiapas is on this side. Then Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras. Okay, how they work. Oaxaca, this region of Oaxaca is slamming busy for huge quakes, 8 pluses, all the way up. And we often watch these in the historical record of these because we know they can happen. There's this little bend right here. There's been a lot of quakes happening right through from Oaxaca through to Veracruz, almost seeming like Mexico's trying to break off right there. Chiapas is showing those too. Mainly they happen just offshore, and when they do, that's a danger zone. Onshore sometimes is, but predominantly. Burcamonga, the big action fault zone along the eastern side. Yeah. Crazy. 6 New Zealand, 1440 UT. All right. Thank you. South Africa just came in 5.1 at 1554 UT. Thank you, sister. So Oaxaca's right here. Goes to Guerrero, Mexico, right? Then Michoacan, right? And Morelia's out here inside. Then Jalisco. Colima's between Jalisco and Michoacan. Jalisco. There's a volcano right here called Colima. Very dangerous volcano. The history with that volcano in North America is interesting. We got Acapulco is in Guerrero. That's where the 7 happened down here. So we watch Jalisco, we watch Guerrero, Oaxaca, all these, because these can produce 8s and 7s all the time. And they shake Mexico City up, the largest city in the world. They shake it up pretty strongly. And Nerieta's out here. And we get the earthquakes that are happening out here on the plate, the spreading zone out here, the East Pacific Rise, the top of it, which leads right into the Sea of Cortez or the Gulf of California. And then we have Mazatlan right here. Durango, Chihuahua in the interior, Sonora, through the Sierra Madres, Occidental, ancient mountain system, and then the Imperial Fault, which is the top of the EPR, breaks off onto the San Andreas, which is basically from between Yuma and San Luis Rio, Colorado, right through here. San Andreas goes right into Yuma. The Imperial Fault comes here. There's a little volcano right up in here. It's a split between the two plates, if you want to call it, or two fault systems. This is all Pacific Ocean lifted up. This is North America. Yeah, Southern California is part of the ocean all the way up. And part of this has been pushed. Well, some of it's out there, 100 million years ago. Parts of this was out here when before North America slammed up against it, maybe even 150. But that's why we're learning all these things. And this plate moving this way, and that's why we got the San Andreas, which is believed to go all the way down. That's the hard, fast plate boundary of the Pacific plate against the North American plate, grinding up against each other. And when it gets a slip, it breaks free and then can move. Think of this, the entire ocean moving 20 feet where it's up against the North American plate. Yeah. That'd be like a 7.6. Yeah. 7.3 moved 17 feet. 7.1 moved 15 feet. What's an 8 move? Yeah. Pretty substantial. These are just numbers, in the past they've moved that much. Crazy, eh? Yeah. So in looking at, again, going back to 4s and 5s, so we have the Kermitics having a 5.7, the Turkey-Iranian border, another 4.6, Strait of Gibraltar coming in with a 2, Idaho 2.3, Western Texas 2.8, South Africa bouncing with a 4.9. Yeah. Again, the Texas liniment, right? And then PNG just popped again with a 4.3. That's the latest on the earthquakes. But what correlates with the earthquakes themselves as well? Well, let's go ahead and look at the volcano news over on Volcano Discovery. In the news today, but let's get back to take a quick look at what Saturday had to say. If we can get back over there. Everybody's talking about what's happening in or what's not happening now in Iceland, because it's pretty significant. Yeah, I've been waiting for that volcano to pop. I just saw it. It piqued my interest. Sorry. Okay. November 11th, right? That's Saturday, right? Am I right? Yep. So in the news on Saturday, Etna volcano, the one I've been waiting for to show any signs of anything because of what's happening in Iceland. Yeah, they're related. It's weird. I know they're far apart. But generally speaking, when Iceland's going, Etna's going. And it hasn't been in the news. But all of a sudden, all right, in the news on Saturday, Etna, Fuego, Popo, Simiru, Dakota, and Rick James. Reventador, 15,000, not a whole lot. Sabancaya out in South America, nothing. It's 23 out of 19. Rick James, complete road closure from Grindavik. They did that. They evacuated it and closing it. Simiru, 15, not a whole lot. That's the armpit there on Java. Bali's right here, so it's the southern Java. Mayon, which has been erupting for quite a while, and up there in Philippines and northeastern Philippines, still erupting. Little tiny magma, but it's It's doing its thing. Nevada del Ruiz there in Colombia. Like I said, between Bogota and Medellin. 22,000 out of 19,000. That's nothing. Sakurajima popped at 8,000. That's the bottom of Japan, right? That's kind of significant because Japan had a pretty good rock and roll earthquake. I think it was a 5 down here in the southern portion of Japan over the weekend. Here's Etna. Boom! Saying hello now. Small lava flow from the southeast crater last night. Sangay, 30,000 out of Sangay. Wow. Now that's significant. See, that's why I checked the days we haven't done it. All right. Here's Ecuador. All right. Up here, we got Reventador. Down here, we have Sangay. All right. 30,000 out of Sangay. Sangay is not that big of a volcano. I want to say it's maybe 17. Yeah, 17.1. So it doubled itself. Boom. Explosive activity continues. 30,000 feet. The ash went up in the sky. Wow. I wonder if they got an image of it. Yeah, 20,000 feet. See, normally 20, but 30, that's a new one there. That would suggest that down on Saturday, what day was this one? 5-0 on the 6th of November. That's the 12th of November. That's a 4-7. It's significant explosion right there. 30,000. That's not usual. All right. Wow. Rick James, under Grindavik, doing his thing, baby. They don't know what to do. It's, 7 Kayas, nothing. Reventador, 15. It's like an 11,000 going to fit, not a whole lot. Tsunozajima erupted, 6,000. It's an island just south of Sakurajima, the bottom part of the island. Like 6 little islands just outside, maybe 100 miles or 150 miles away from the mainland there. Dakono, Halemarahara, boom. That's been going on the eastern side of the Molucca Sea. Halemarahara, I'll show you where that is. Right here. Here's the Molucca Sea. A lot of activity usually comes through here. This is where the latest 7.1 hit, and several, there's the 7.1, several large quakes, 6.7, 6.1, 6.7, right? 6.7. Crazy amount of power. And it does appear it's moving where? Northeast. Interesting, no? Or down this fault line. Isn't that kind of bang, boom, 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 right? Moving that, and then we have this little earthquake here that happened after all these, or during that system. Crazy. From here, goes all the way here. Or is it going this way, and it's just now breaking on the backside? Gotta wonder. So yeah, Dakono's popping. Popo, 22,000 of 17.8, not a big deal. Dakono, 8,000. Again, Dakono and Ibu on that Halemarahara. Boom, boom. Rick James, eruption might be imminent. Yeah, they just don't know. They just plain don't know. 9,000 of Mayon, Philippines, which is erupting. Simiru 14, Sangay 20, Luwutolo still erupting at 6,000. It's a 4,500 foot. Timor is just south of it. The big 7.1 happened off to the right there, and then it's Santa Guido. All right, so that's all Saturday. Now let's go on up to Sunday. When is it? Sunday. All right. Worldwide 11. It's on the 11th. Sorry. The 11. All right. Let's go up to Sunday. We're looking at Sunday. So Grindavik still doing 15 out of Fuego. 22 out of Sangay, down from the 30. Sabancaya, 23 out of a 19. Here's Simeru again, 14 out of 12,000 foot mountain. Mayon still doing its thing. Popo, 20,000 of a 17. Katmai volcano, ash visor, can't see it, but there's something going on at Katmai. Fuego, 15, that's back to normal. It's in Guatemala, Central America. 22,000 of Sabancaya. Again, that's really nothing. Dacono, 7,000. Dacono and Ibu both popping through the Malacca Sea, which leads right into Philippines, by the way. That's why that's important. Ibu and Dacono, both 7,000. More from Etna volcano eruption. Strong explosive activity at the summit happening at Etna. Boom. New series of paroxysm volcanoes. Been waiting for this because of what's happening in Iceland. It's good to see that that's happening. I mean, that we're right. Landers moved 17, 18 feet. Yeah. And it was visible from space in the comparison. Sangay. Okay, that was on the 12th. Today, in the news today, Monday, November 13. Right? Popo, Etna, Santa Guido, or Santa Maria, Fuego, again, another in Guatemala, Tluchescoy, Popo, Simeru, Ibu, and Dacono, all the regular suspects. Revendedor went to 15, that's not a lot. Sangay, 21, remember it went to 30, so, and it's an 18 or 17,100 mountain, so 5,000 foot pump, maybe. Fuego just could be weather and no weather, and then so it went straight up, right? Fuego popping to 14, 12,003 going to 14, not a whole lot there. Sakurajima popped to 5,000. He just farted in the wind, and not a big deal. Rick James, magma transferred back to deeper levels. Eruption is still likely, and that's what I was saying early on. The volcano, when before I think it went live over on YouTube, the volcano, it seems as though to me is the quakes were happening a little deeper rather than shallower. I noticed that right away this morning. And that's what Volcano Discovery is saying as well. Nevada del Ruiz, not that either of us are the end all be all, we're just observers. Jaffos, 20,000 foot at a Nevada del Ruiz, not much. Rick James Volcano, real-time data earthquake plot view now available. All right, let's look it up. Plot, right? Well, that ain't helping. Click the link. All right. So all the activities happen right down here. So you can see if we move in where the activity is happening, right? Looks like in two lines, or maybe this one. Yeah, looks kind of like that to me. Very hard to see it, actually. It's in blue. Some big bubbles, right? These are all the earthquakes happening right under Grindavik. Pretty cool. 504 earthquakes on this display. Updated every 60 seconds or so. All right. I'm going to put that tools. There we go. Keep that one. That's pretty cool. What else we have here? What? Okay, we're stuck on Rick James. Luwutolo popping to 7,000 again. I think it's like 46 to 63, 46. Luwutolo is just the north side of it's the Indonesian plain, and then Timor is just below. Rick James, calm before the storm? Question mark. And you can see offshores where some really big quakes have happened. And now you get a line here, right? And a line right through Grindavik. Crazy. But all that leads and points right to Reykjavik. And they don't want that. Rick James, 3.4 earthquake near LD volcano last night. Sabancaya, 23,000 feet out of a 19. Drone flight banned area ordered. They don't want people knowing. Why? Because they got their own drones up there. Yeah. Rick James volcano update, significant crack on the surface in Grindavik. Significant crack. A meter-deep, linear-shaped graben formed in the town of Grindavik following the continuous magma intrusion, shifting within a shallow, vertical fissure-shaped body known as a dike. Yeah. This highly indicates a new branch of magma at very shallow levels that might reach the surface, unfortunately, of the town for very soon. Within a short time span, says a professor in volcanology and petrology in the University of Iceland. It indicates that the soon erupt, and that unfortunately indicates that the eruption will occur within town limits of Grindavik. Wow. Not good, right? Magma intrudes along with a line of stretches from old volcanic craters in the northeast of the Grindavik zone, usually cross the weakness through the town and the south into the sea just a little bit. And that's what we were seeing yesterday, right? God, ads, huh? See, here's that line, right? Of right where the earthquakes are happening. And right here, yeah, unfortunately, this little town of it's a fishing village that has grown, and they're very, they do well there. Right here is the power plant and the Blue Lagoon, which the power plant, there's in 1976 thereabouts. They created a power plant to dig into the volcano, push water down there, turns into steam. They don't actually go into the volcano, it's just the deep ground to get to a certain temperature to create steam. And then that steam rises up in another tube, and then it turns a turbine, and then they have electricity. That's probably toast. And it's a good chance that this poor little old town is toast. Wow. Scientists in the Iceland, University of Iceland held a meeting this evening, concluded a high chance of volcanic eruptions very near future. Geophysical models show that the magma intrusion now has developed a vertical shape known as a dike, which is approaching the surface and likely to cause an eruption. Magma is thought to be only 800 meters beneath the surface and likely shallower at the time of this published update. Exact location possible eruption site is unknown, though, but the 15-kilometer length of orientation of the dike gives good indication of possible sources. An eruption could be possible in the timescale just days based on the extent of the dike. Magma could emerge from the southern just outside of Grindavik. Therefore, the likelihood of submarine eruption is also increased. So preparations must be made for the possibility of an explosive activity. Yeah, you remember Hunga Tonga Happy Eye? Yeah. Ocean water got into the caldera and woo! Big boomer. Yeah, that might happen, but We don't know. Therefore, possibly the hazard has been defined based on the location of the dike. Right? There's the dike. Yeah. I wonder what her name was. They didn't say the name. Yeah. Should I name it just Karen? Yeah, Karen Dyke. All right. Popo, 20,000, not a whole lot. Mayon, Santa Guido, Santa Maria. It's about 20 miles from 25 miles from Fuego there in Guatemala, just north of it. Ibu, today popping to 8,000 with Dacono in Halamarhara, Samiru, 15. Dacono, 7,000. Savankaya, emissions, just, little gaseous emissions, whoosh. No more ash is visible on satellite imagery in Etna right now. And the boot of, we can look at that. Right. If you always wondered where Etna is, Mount Etna is on Sicily. Right here is Etna. Here's the boot of Italy right there. So it's actually in Sicily right there. So it's a very active. Interesting enough, up here next to Vesuvius or Naples right here, this area has been just going, not good, right? And interesting how you took a line here to there and points out up here somewhere, or it points down here to Caligula. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Svalbard. Maybe points to Svalbard. Just saying, when Iceland's busy, Etna's busy. You can ask my boy. Hopefully he's feeling better. Ison Bastion camera is moving. Okay. Yeah, this link is over there on YouTube. I'll put the link in there for you so you can see it over there on YouTube. And let's see. I think we've done everything. Let's look at the tremors real quick in North America, Pacific Northwest. Still in the Olympic Peninsula yesterday and the day before. Look at that. Vancouver was booming. And before that, on the 10th, we talked about this, right? And before that was where? A little bit here. Before that was where? A little bit there. Before that, right there down the line. And if we look all the way to yesterday, still happening. This range is doing something. Now, we noticed also, just looking at the volcanoes, Mount Rainier. And this is today, I believe. So we'll look on the mountain, Mount Observation Rock, Mount Rainier. Looking at the seismicity. Little bit of noise, and then it calms down. This is closer to our time right now. So calm down. Could be because of that storm that ran through. That's why we'll look over here, Puyallup River. I hate barking dogs. People don't beat them. Ooh, a lot more activity. Same kind of noise, and then it kind of slowed down into some noise here. If we looked at COD in the Pacific Northwest, we see some wind. It doesn't appear like a whole here's a line of something that came through. Dirty. Yeah, I don't know that would create anything. So Puyallup River's got something. All right, so let's look at St. Helens. Off the cuff, in Marata. Hey, just strangle it, little sucker, old man. Come on. He's 82. He's a nice old man. He don't want to be mean to the dog. Oh, yeah, we have some noise in Marata. All right, so we still have some vibrations up here in the Pacific North in the Cascades. Let's go right to that's St. Helens. Let's go to Rainier.
We don't need it.
All right, so let's look just right here on Rainier Observation Rock. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, I will be ending this report here shortly. Hood, real quick. Off the shore, the Hood, Hayu Mountain. Let's see if there's any vibrations happening. All right, not a whole lot of vibrations. There's some earthquake from a while moving through. Not a whole lot of steady vibration, but not very strong. All right, it just something. It could be storm related there. That was Hayu. Let's go up on the mountain. And let's see, Palm Top of Palm Lift. This is Mount Hood. Should see some sort of noise up there because of the storm. Yeah, definitely some storm noise. All right, so last Friday we saw some stuff down in Three Sisters. Here's the husband. The wife really had it, and then looked at the husband and went, oh, that's new. Periodically, you check all these and see if there's any noise related going on. Look at the noise. Definitely some noise in the husband. And probably because the wife's got the noise too. You know, and we'll see. Oh, yeah. All right, that tells me there's some significant vibrations happening through the area, even in Crater Lake. Let's take out just offshore the Crater Lake. In Crater Lake bunkhouse, nothing there, nothing visible. And let's go right on the island then, on Wizard Island. Let's see what we get. This is in Oregon, by the way. Ooh, look at the vibrations there. Yeah, so I say that there's definitely vibrations in the Cascades or along the West Coast. I'm not saying that there's anything, happening, but looking at the 2.5s and above, you can see right here off of Oregon, we had a 3.9 late yesterday. Nothing approaching, but if I went all magnitudes today, it doesn't appear like anything's happening up here. We had a little bump in Idaho, 2.3 in Stanley. Up here in Prattville, 2.3. Prattville's still where that Commodore is. If you remember early in the summer, late spring, we had a bunch of earthquakes happening here. Very, very, very odd, right? Then we had this same thing kind of happening in Tahoe, and it leads right to Tahoe, right? And nothing happening down here in Mammoth. It's shut off, right? Then we had this little bouncer thing happening down here in Walker. Here's Walker Lake right here. We had a bouncing in Walker, and over the last year or so. So we have 1 area, 2 area, 3 area. Tons of vibrations that were happening here in the Trinity National Forest. Nothing happening on Shasta. We had some vibrations happening in Grants Pass, Roseburg, Eugene. We've had several quakes, good-sized quakes, up here, Eureka, and Real Del. You remember the earthquakes there? The facades fell off. Some buildings that weren't put on right. And Fortuna got some damage, right? And So that stuff was happening. We've seen here Clear Lake volcano, we're the largest, I think it's the largest one, thing like what they have over there in Iceland, you know, where they dig into the ground and pump a bunch of crap down there and create steam. Yeah, that's where they burn the poop. Yeah, crazy, right? We got a little one here and just the other side of 1.9, the other side of San Francisco. We had a couple little bangers right out here. US just is strange. They report them and then they take them away. I don't know. Maybe they thought better of it. We definitely a little bit of bumper here. Cars today. Down here where the Garlock meets San Andreas and Lubbock, 1.7. You can see Ridgecrest. Got a little noise in Ridgecrest, right? When that happens, something's happening here. We got a lot of activity here. That means there's some stuff coming down the pipe, right? And some movement along the San Andreas. You have the San Jacinto fault working. They got the Elsinore fault working. We had just had something out by me, Newport Beach, at 1.9. Up in Anaheim, we had a 1.2, Yorba Linda. And then up there in Devore, 1.4. And yeah, that's Cajon Pass. This is Tajon. This is Cajon. Crazy there. And then little bumps down here in the south. Texas, we have Western Texas 3.4. Then over here in Minotone, another 2.8 and 1.5s. And they're calling it New Mexico. It's not New Mexico. It's all happening in the Pecos area, which when we look at dynamic Earth, Pecos right here, we see it happening. And then we look to the south and see what's happening there. Big Springs, Midland, Odessa. This is where 5.6 happened earlier in the year. We did have something similar out here in Pecos. Kind of funny how it's kind of in this region, right? Then we have Oklahoma City, a couple little bangers, and then of course up. What? Yeah, in an area you don't want a quakes happening, but yeah, they creak and crack and move and whatever. And then Paducah's right there on the road. Yeah, and old Paducah man, you know, a little snarly, you know, he's there. Oklahoma's still serious lull in my view. Yeah, very much so. Generally speaking, Texas and Oklahoma bounce back. So maybe all the pressure right now. Since 1900, it was east, this area, since 1900, east and here, bouncing to Colorado, right? And then we had a big Chihuahua quake. Texas and Oklahoma started banging, right? The case that they were drilling as well as picked up, you know, it could be related, could maybe not be, who knows? I think there's a mixture. But New Madrid area, not good. Northern Tennessee, eastern Missouri. Arkansas is part of the New Madrid area too, man. Arkansas bumped pretty damn hard. I haven't seen anything up this direction, but let's go ahead and look into Canada. Commie land starts with a C, baby. It's a month out. You still see a lot of activity right here through the St. Lawrence area. So this is seen right here, right? Here, sticking out. Right, 30 days, right? This region. USGS doesn't report anything there. Then we got Alberta and we have BC. Lots of activity right here. And right here, Alberta and BC. And we got some activity that's happening down here. Then offshore, coming into Washington, they show a lot of activity. In US, just nothing. All right. Then up here in the Yukon, right here, almost seems like there's a big circle right here. The old, ancient Craton. Wonder. You make your decisions. Let me know how you think. If you'd like to join our group over here on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/JSL Live. We're here quite a bit. Over on YouTube, we're on there as well. Looks like a little quake up here in Alaska. It happened, a little 3.5 up there in Hope. Yes, there's the Kermitics. Yes, there's the Fiji 5, looking for up to a 5, probably a 5.2 in this region, shallow. And then here's the big 6.1, right? And then after that was what, a 5.3. Anyway, if you're over there on YouTube, please like and follow and share. And as we take another look at Grindavik and the dangers that are happening there. You can find this also, like this is the piece down. Yeah. All right. So there's that. And then let me send this to you there in Twitch. So if you don't have it, you can launch it. There you go. And thanks, everybody. Been a good show. Thanks for your support. Thanks for helping out. This day in earthquake history, near Christchurch, New Zealand, 2016 had a 7.8. That's New Zealand's San Andreas, and that was not a good quake. At least 7 different earthquakes ruptured in the sequence of 7 different faults. Yeah. Surface ruptures did happen. In southern Iran in 1998, 5.4. Killed 105, 850 houses blasted. But the Christchurch one, that was major. Yeah, it happened up here, but here's Christchurch. Yeah. And we watched this day in history in memory of all those people who lost their lives and their property. Big hugs, you all, and thank you again for being part of it. If you like to be join us over here on Twitch or on YouTube, I'll try to do these reports live as we're doing it all. Remember, have a plan. Don't be scared. Be prepared. And like I've told a billion other people, don't get none on you. Love you. I'm Joe, and I'm out. I'm going to be around doing some work here in the house, and I'm painting. And I'm going to take my kid to work, and I'll be back in a half hour or so. Big hugs. Love you. Have a good one.